My parents want me to hand over my $350,000 college fund for my foster sibling's surgery. They called me selfish when I refused, so I moved out. My parents have 2 bio kids, me and my 12-year-old sister, and they adopted my 4 other siblings. I had dozens of foster siblings over the years as well. My parents have been fostering many children because they believe that it is one of their duties as humans in being actively involved in church. They think that fostering shows love of others. Because of this, my parents have struggled to make time and have the money for all of us. It has meant a lot of sacrificing, mostly on my part. My father is a school driver while my mother is a real estate agent. Despite the insufficient funds, my parents were able to make sure all my younger siblings had at least one activity outside of school to do, but they never did that for me. I was forced to play football when I was 5, but by the time I was 7, my parents had started fostering, so I was no longer doing that. My siblings all get to do something they like. Cora does dance, for example. Some of my other siblings are in music classes. The younger kids were also prioritized with school field trips, so they always got to go while I haven't since I was 6. The last time I asked was when I was about 9, and my parents told me to work for the money to pay. My grandparents found out what they said and gave me the money, but my parents took it for me to use for the payment of my siblings' classes. My grandparents were so mad at them for that. They also delayed my tonsil surgery by 2 years because they prioritized 2 foster kids' surgery over mine. My grandparents saw how much I was getting the short end of everything with my parents, so they set up a college fund for me. It's a lot of money and caught me off guard. My parents know about it but cannot access it. They only know because of a fight with my grandparents over the lack of saving for my future when they have saved something for my siblings. According to my grandparents, my parents do not intend to send me to college because I am more capable than my siblings, and I will have a good future for sure because I have more skills. That's when my granny started to save money for me. My parents said the money my grandparents saved should be divided equally because $350,000 is a lot to save for one grandchild when you have multiple. My grandparents, fortunately, did not bother listening to them. That money is still there, and I have plans for it. Last month, my youngest sister needed to undergo a colectomy. She's had a lot of health trouble since her birth, and my parents have paid a lot of money on her medical expenses already. They were told by doctors that this surgery could turn her life around and give her a chance at living with less pain and stomach complications. It could give her a more normal childhood because she can't do a lot. My parents, of course, don't have the money for the surgery, and they want me to give them the money to pay for it and the expenses afterward. They said they need $270,000 for the whole thing, and maybe they can give some of it back, but they might need even more if stuff gets more complicated. I told them they couldn't have that money and they lost it. They told me I was being selfish, and I argued back that they take from me all the time. I asked why they didn't take the money they saved for all my siblings and use that, why it had to be mine, but they didn't answer me. They said I was putting college before my sister's future and accused me of being unwilling because she's my sister through adoption and not my bio sister. This is not true. I love my siblings all equally, but I believe that they could have had a better life if they were taken by a more capable family. I immediately said that they couldn't make me do it by gaslighting me, and that I already sacrificed so much because of their irresponsibility. I said that fostering is their decision, and they should be the ones responsible for the children, not me. My mother slapped me and grounded me for the whole month. While I was grounded, my parents did not miss a day of calling me selfish and telling me that the family was struggling because of me. I've had enough, and I called my grandparents. I told them what happened and what my parents were planning to do with the fund. They got angry and told me that I would be very much welcome in their house if I decided to be. I am so glad that I have these two. I am turning 18 the week after their conversation and the night before my birthday. I packed all my stuff and called my friend to sneak my things out of the house. I put a note on my table that I would be moving out, but I still sincerely hope that my sibling could have the operation, but not to my future's expense. I blocked them all on all my accounts and moved in with my grandparents. My parents bombarded them with messages, but I am now legally emancipated, so they cannot tell me what to do. For now, I will look for a job to help with my expenses at school, and I will search for a good university.